The Unsolved Double Murder of the Ormesher Sisters, Part 2. First to attend the scene was P.C. Mellor. On his arrival, he met Mrs. Whitehouse and Mrs. McBriar in the side entry. They both appeared to be distressed. As he entered the yard, he noticed a pool of blood on the left near the wall, and ridges of blood across the yard as if something had been dragged. The back door was open, and Margaret Ormesher was lying face up on the floor, just as Mr. Cummings had stated. P.C. Mellor could see that she had been badly injured around the face and head, and appeared to be dead. He then found Margaret lying to the other side of the dining table. She also appeared to be dead, with head and facial injuries. On the kitchen table was a brown attaché case, along with a brass candlestick. There was also a torch. Dr. George Manning, the pathologist who carried out the post-mortem, concluded that Mary had sustained numerous laceration wounds and abrasions, along with areas of bruising focused to the head and face. Mary had also sustained a fracture to the skull. Her cause of death was listed as hemorrhage due to the fracture and multiple wounds to the head and face. Margaret had numerous lacerated wounds to the head and face. She had also sustained a skull fracture, with the addition of rib fractures. Her cause of death was listed as shock, hemorrhage and asphyxia, due to the injuries sustained to the head, face, neck and chest. Both sisters' death occurred within 2 hours of midnight on the 5th to the 6th of May. Mary's attaché case was used to take shop takings home each night. This was found at the scene with some silver inside. It was also recorded that a ring and watch were missing from the scene. The watch had been purchased in 1942 for £95, so it was valuable. It's thought that Mary may have carried these in the attaché case along with the shop takings. It is believed that the attacker would be heavily blood-stained and may have sustained injuries. The police asked all local doctors, hospitals, along with dry cleaners to report anything unusual which could be linked to the case. The sisters had money hidden around the house, such as in the grandfather clock, drawers and cupboards. Even though police thought robbery was the motive, it was impossible to say how much had been taken. The remaining money was collected and handed to the solicitor on behalf of the Ormesher family. It's thought to have totaled between £400 and £500. All of the family members were investigated and ruled out, along with an escapee prisoner who had absconded from a mental institution in Winwick, Warrington. It was revealed that a broken bottle had been recovered from the crime scene. Oval-shaped 40-ounce brown wine bottle, which had been sent away for further examination. It's thought to possibly hold a clue to the case, and following this the Chief Constable appealed to all Ormskirk folk above the age of 16 to volunteer their fingerprints. This would later expand to cover Ormskirk's surrounding areas. 16 police officers would operate in pairs, visiting every home in plain clothes to take prints. It was expressed that on conclusion of this investigation, all fingerprints would be destroyed, witnessed by any member of the public who cared to observe. It's expected that between 9,000 and 10,000 prints would be taken. Posters were also produced using a red and black ink, along with posters shown on the film reels at every local cinema. This fingerprint process had been used before, with success. In 1948, 3-year-old June Devaney had been murdered after being taken from a hospital ward in Blackburn. The process of volunteering fingerprints led to the arrest of Peter Griffiths. Many witnesses came forward to help with the police investigation. Here we will look at some of them. One man who didn't give his name gave the description of a man seen around 10 p.m. near to the hedge of number 19 Asmall Lane. Several minutes later, the same man was seen by 2 women outside number 12 Asmall Lane, opposite the crime scene. The description given was a male between 25 and 30 years old, approximately 5'8", with a slim build. He was wearing a dark suit but no hat, and appeared to be bending down. Mary Jane Sefton of 56 Halsall Lane said that between 10 p.m. and 10:25 p.m. She had been in the window when she saw Mary at the front of the house. She was carrying her attaché case in her right hand. James Horton, age 11, of 37 Asmall Lane, directly across from the sister's house. On Wednesday the 2nd of May, he noticed a man leaning on a bicycle standing against the hedge of the Ormesher's residence. The time was 9:50 p.m. He seemed to be looking down the road in the direction of Holsall Lane. The same man appeared again on the following night at around 9:45 p.m, standing in the same place. The boy told his mother about the sighting. Another witness reported spotting the man on the same night, again looking down the road towards Holsall Lane. He was described as 6 foot tall, medium build, with a long face. He was wearing a mac with grey trousers. The bicycle was of a racing type with brown grips and it looked to be new. It was stated in the Ormskirk Advertiser on the 10th of May 1956 that not within living memory has there been a case in Ormskirk where a murder charge has been proved. There have been several cases where prisoners have been sentenced for manslaughter. Our records show the following cases where men have been hanged for murder. On the 21st of August 1882, William Turner was hanged at Kirkdale for the murder of his wife at Skelmersdale. On the 4th of September 1882, Bernard Mullery was hanged at Kirkdale for murder by fire. And on the 17th of December 1901, John Harrison was hanged at Kirkdale for the murder of Alice Ann Bickerstaff. Despite Lancashire police throwing every resource into the case, the double murder was never solved. There was a report in 1983 printed in the Ormskirk Advertiser stating that an anonymous phone call had been made to the police naming the killer. However, this tip appears to have come to nothing. Whether it was due to lack of evidence or a prank phone call is unknown. Despite several hundred interviews and nearly 10,000 fingerprints taken, the case remains unsolved to this day, and after 63 years it's unlikely it will ever be solved. Mary and Margaret Ormesher were two elderly, frail pensioners known and loved by many in the town. This despicable crime haunts the town to this day.